Alright, now we have Code7 defending and Luminosity attacking. Just want to talk a little bit about the team comps again. On Code7's part, they have 2 tanks, 1 healer, 3 damage. What they're going to try to do with this composition is they're going to try to keep the choke point with the 2 tanks and kill off targets quickly with all the damage that they're dealing. They have 2 damage from long range to mid range and then a Reaper for close range. And on LG's part, they have 2 tanks, 2 healers, 2 DPS. It's like a mixed comp. You can do a lot with it, but it looks like they're going to try to just rush in with all of the DPS with some long range poke. With some close range poke with the Reaper and the Zarya. And then they have a little bit of long range with the Pharah, just in case they need it. So since they're going to be rushing into a choke point, I do like Luminosity's composition a lot better than Code7. And the reason why I say that is because with Luminosity, they have more of a close range, and since the battles are going to be a little bit closer, it's going to be a lot easier for them. And especially how they have double healer, they're going to have a lot more sustain, and they're gonna reduce the risk. And on Code7's part, I just don't really understand their composition here. I would have really liked to see a double healer on them. I don't really like the soldier pick, to be honest. I would have rather had a Lucio. The composition is fine in a sense. It just could be better. So, all right, let's just play and see what happens here. We can see Roadhog up a little bit too far. You can see he pops his heal, and he just takes a lot of unnecessary damage. And why I don't like that is because he now just gave 3 rocket hits to Pharah on Luminosity, and what that does is allows him to get his ult charge a lot easier, and Roadhog on Code7 part didn't get anything out of it. And even if per se he were to get the hook off of Pharah and kill her, the issue is that she's so close to that spawn that it wouldn't have really done anything. Like he's gonna get his ultimate quicker anyways. So the risk reward, I don't really see it there. And it was only 3 rockets, yes. So it's not like they're gonna have a huge advantage with the Pharah ult, but he should be able to get the Pharah ultimate first on Luminosity side. You can see that they're gonna use the flank on the right side on Luminosity. You can see that Seagull's just spamming the rockets with Pharah. You can see how displaced they are. So this is what's really strange. So they have the Reinhardt on Code7, but he doesn't really have his shield up much. He's just, he's spamming his E as much as he can, and they don't really hold the choke point on Code7 here. They seem very scattered. And Luminosity just comes straight through with their composition, and they're better close. Now they're getting in close range. It just seems very sloppy on Code7 here, since they didn't really keep the choke. You could see that on Luminosity's side last game. You could see that they played to their composition. Their composition was inferior, but they played to their composition. They made sure they kept that choke point there. They kept the long range poke, and they had the Reinhardt at the payload the whole time. You can just see on Code7 here, it's just not the same. They did not play to their team composition. They're way too scattered, and it just wasn't really good here. This is why I prefer the double healer. I think the double healer would have definitely been a lot better on their part, and especially they just needed to keep the choke point a lot better. When they saw everyone moving over to the right side, they should have adjusted with the Reinhardt and made sure they got the poke off with the triple damage dealers. They should have been set up better. They were just so scattered, and you can see that Code 7 just gets obliterated here. So I want to talk a little bit about the switch with Code 7. They get the Winston pick. So I really like Winston, and he's such a good hero because he can stall really well, and he does have a good team fight, and he's good for flanking, the mobility. He can get shot down very quickly, especially if he doesn't have his bubble. And right here you can see that he's using his mobility. Now, that was a mistake on Code 7's part. Mercy was just too high in the air. There was no way he was going to reach. And Luminosity was just going to clean house on him, on Winston. So that was a really bad jump. But you can see that they're just going to keep the... see, their defense isn't very great right here on Code 7's part. They seem very... It's kind of like what Luminosity was last game. They're very everywhere. But the issue is that they're having these fights happen everywhere, and it's causing a lot of chaos, which is Winston's key. He's really good with chaos. He's able to effectively kill a lot of people with his mobility, and use his mobility as a advantage when there's a lot of chaos, because you don't really see everything that's happening, and you can see that he can just chase down the Lucio just like that. So they won that one fight, which is really good in Code 7. Really important that they used the Reinhardt. That was definitely a better play with Reinhardt. He got the ult off and definitely changed the course of the game right there. But you can see how scattered they were. They didn't really have their defense up right away, just like Luminosity last game, and that could have definitely been the game right there. So I do believe the Reinhardt ult was definitely game changing. You can see that they switched to triple damage on Luminosity side. They just want to kill quickly and just stroll right through. And they definitely want to try to deal with Winston with the triple damage. The issue is Winston is catching these small advantages, just like with the soldier, just chasing him out right there. He's just getting small advantages, and you can see how these fights are starting to get a little bit closer together, which is better for Luminosity Gaming. When they have those really scattered fights like you can see right here, that's way better for Code 7 because it's stalling out. You can see that it takes more time. Rather than a whole team fight versus whole team fight right in each other's face, that kills a team very quick. So when they do that on Code 7's part, it's better when they stall out the game there with fighting like the way they are. And you can see that they have the double healer, which is really a smart pick from Code 7 as well. They switched to double healer for the sustain. You would not want to go triple damage, because if you get rolled, they're just going to go through quickly. So you definitely want the sustain just to basically keep you alive, and also to waste more time, because since the more time you're alive, the more time it takes for Luminosity to kill you. So right now you can see that Luminosity has a good pace right now. They're just kind of rolling through on Code 7. So this is what I really like about Code 7. They do the Tracer pick. Why is the Tracer pick so amazing here? They're on defense, right? So why the Tracer? The Tracer and the Winston are just going to be so annoying. They're going to just run around. They're going to cause chaos. They're just going to be so annoying to deal with that they're just wasting time. What Code 7 is doing here is they're just wasting time. You can see, look at how Winston's playing. He's just knocking everyone up like that. He's just causing chaos, and look at these fights. You can see that everyone is so scattered the way they are. This is perfect for Code 7, especially with the Tracer pick, just running around annoying everyone. Like, they're gonna call out, try to kill the Tracer quickly and kill the Winston. Well, Winston and Tracer have amazing mobility. Like, good luck. So they're actually playing to the strength right now. Code 7's team composition isn't to stop the payload from getting to the point. It's to waste time. this composition is to waste time right now, which is so smart because they got such a good stopwatch on the earlier round. They're just trying to waste time here. And that is a phenomenal strategy because they did so well before. They're like, oh, well, let's just waste time right now. And you can see how effective it is. Even though Luminosity is getting these kills and picking off, look, the Tracer goes all the way from around the back. Now, the Soldier constantly has to keep checking his flank. And you can see that the team is constantly checking for that Tracer. And the Winston right there, they're just annoying them right now because this is what they should be doing. They should be wasting the time. They're just wasting the clock time, which is exactly what they need to do, and they're going to win off of this. As you can see, they just won based solely off their composition. So Code7 surprised me here, and they did a phenomenal job. I really liked it. I think that the first part was sloppy on their side, the first offense. The second one was pretty sloppy too. They managed to bring it back with that team, with the team kills. I mean, the first point where they wiped practically everyone on Luminosity side, to give them time so that they can kind of recuperate at that one point. That was really key for Code7. The third point was definitely a lot better. I think the third point was the strongest point, especially with the Winston Tracer just annoying the whole team and just wasting the clock. I think that was the strongest point. So all in all, I think they're really good. I think Code7's really smart in their picks. They just need to fix a little bit of the early stage with the defense on their composition and knowing the strength of the composition. But besides that, I think they did a phenomenal job.